Hello, Aries. Welcome to your January 1st through 15th soul session. I am Marlo. If you're new, okay. And if you're family, welcome back, my friend, and whatnot, or whatever. This is interesting because these are like the same cards. Well, not all the way, but this already came up for someone else. But let's go ahead and jump to your cards for the first 15th. Welcome to 2023, by the way. First card out, we have the Queen of Swords and the reverse. Then we have a Death card. That is Scorpio energy. So here is the thing, my wonderful Aries, coming into 2023 and January from 2022 and December. You guys are coming in with an energy where you a little bit of bitter, little bit of, Kool-Aid without the sugar. You know what I'm saying? And that's interesting. That came out sideways. But I feel like you guys are still very fixated on something that occurred past tense. If I could put it in like layman's terms, it's being like a little butthurt. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that more or less there's some healing that needs to happen in reference to a past situation. And this very well, oh child. And this very well could involve, so all of these cards are out. This very well could involve a female figure, like mother kind of figure, or it could just be a female person. But I feel more or less whoever or however this person was with you guys, past tense, I feel like you've more or less taken on some of her characteristics. And the only reason for that is like an energy transference type of deal, because it's, whether you're aware of it or not, there's healing that needs to happen, a transformation that needs to happen in reference to this person, meaning that there's probably a lesson this person was put on your path to help you learn. And there wasn't a full understanding of the lesson or what role this particular person played in your life, whether this is, friend, family member, boss, whatever. But I feel coming into the new year, you guys are still kind of holding on to that. But with this Death card coming right after it, it's kind of reminding you literally within the first week, which is kind of perfect because the Cancer full moon is on the 6th. And of course, we're releasing on full moon. So this would be something I think would behoove you all, to release, what I'm saying, to let go of, because you don't want to matriculate that energy into this new year, into this month. Because me just kind of looking ahead at the energy for the second week of January, it's a lot of stagnated kind of energy. So the main call for you guys in the first week is transforming through release, and kind of doing a little bit of self-reflection in reference to what role this particular person played. Now, the person who would resonate with this reading is you wouldn't have to think too hard of who it is that I'm talking about. If there isn't anyone in particular that's coming to mind, then that would make this Queen of Swords just you. And you would be a person who's just, kind of mentally stuck and kind of embittered because a lot of shit happened to you throughout the course of your life. And it's never really learning lessons about it and not ever really understanding what the point of it was. Like, what was the significance of me going through all of this? It's like my life is just a continuous stream of just disappointments, and I don't know why. That would be something that you would want to transform, because that's what the whole premise of what the Queen of Swords upright would be about, is more or less going through a whole bunch of things, but allowing it to make you better as opposed to bitter. And it transforming you as a person so that you can then take that wisdom and knowledge that you gained and teach it to someone else. You know what I'm saying? Or to, upgrade your life. Now, the next card that you guys have for the first week, it is the 7 of Pentacles in the sideways. And you guys know how I feel about sideways cards. That pretty much says to me that it's a free will type of thing, where it can either be, it's your choice. It's like a pick your own journey type of deal, like Goosebumps was back in the day. It's like you either, look at it upright or it's in reverse, depending on what it is that, you're deciding for it to be. Now, with this falling at the end of the first week of January, that says to me what it is that you do under the Cancerian So sorry to interrupt you guys while you're listening to the show, but I wanted to tell you guys about our new partnership with BetterHelp. If you haven't heard of them, it's an online resource in which you can find your very own friendly local neighborhood therapist, no matter where you are in the world. You sign up, And within 24 hours, they match you with a therapist that's right for you. And you can talk to your counselor every week via phone or video chat. You can also text them between sessions. If you or someone you know has been considering therapy, get started today with BetterHelp. Now let's get back to the show. Full moon energy. It's like either you can continue to minister to the past and woe is me and why did this person do this to me or why did I go through this or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or you can look at it for what the lesson was. Like, okay, like all of this baggage that I got from this situation, I'm going to leave that alone. And my guides are already telling me this is going back to the same thing that I've been telling Aries for years. Come on, Aries, make my job easier. I've been telling you guys for years about this whole hard-heartedness thing. We kind of got to a good place with it, like in the mid-month checkup in December of, last year. But it's more or less, it's speaking to this whole hard-heartedness thing with Aries, where you guys have been through a shit ton of stuff in your life. I don't deny it for a second. You know what I'm saying? You've been through a whole bunch of stuff in your life, but it's more or less like building this proverbial tower or, putting concrete around your heart to protect yourself. But at the same time of you doing that, it's caused you to come out of alignment with yourself. So the person that you were from prior to the heartbreaks, disappointments, whatever, was one way. And it's like altering oneself because of what it is that you went through and calling that your personality or just the way that you are. And the whole call is for you guys to learn the lesson from the experience. So this whole first week is asking Aries to look back at your past from a different lens, or to look back at that boss or that relationship or that situation, whatever it is that we're speaking about for you in particular. And for you to see what it is, like another perspective of what it is you could have gotten from it, because there's nothing in life that happens without lessons, right? And I'm not going to go on a whole lecture of like, oh, all of my people that I've dated cheated on me, so that just means I'm not supposed to be in relationships. Like, no, that is not at all what the lesson is. But it's more or less asking you to kind of look back at your past and not dwelling on it, but taking, like how we do in therapy, taking your past and bringing it into the present and looking at it as the person that you are now, not getting lost back there, but seeing what it is that you can gather from that situation so you can cut ties with it and move forward with what it is that you gained from it, right? Now, going into the second week of January, which kind of leads me to believe that even though this came out sideways, it's saying that, y'all could be here. Like, I'm just going to self-reflect a little bit. But some of y'all could end up here, you know what I'm saying, where you're dwelling on things. And that leads us to the first card for next week, which is the Hermit in the reverse. And that's my card of repeating past mistakes, right? It also speaks to isolation versus solitude. Upright, it would be solitude. Like, I need to recharge. I'm an introvert. You know what I'm saying? But isolation is when you're distancing yourself from people and going inside of yourself without any rhyme or reason or time frame. It's just like, I engaged with this person, you know what I'm saying? Didn't turn out well, so F it. It's like, I'm just isolating myself from people now. You feel what I'm saying? And the whole key is that the whole theme for you guys this year, especially with you being in Aries and the North Node going into Aries in July, you know what I'm saying? The whole premise of this is for you guys to break out of this continued self-protective habit, if you will. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you don't, if you repeat the same mistake that you have several times before, that's what gets you into what our last three cards are, going into the 15th of January, which is the Fool in the reverse, which is an Aries card, by the way. The King of Swords in the reverse. You got her counterpart here. And then the Ace of Cups in the reverse, right? So literally, because this is our extra card, because it came out with the Fool and the King of Swords in the reverse, but you literally have two counterparts here. And I said the same thing in the sign prior to you. What was that? Cancer. Cancer had like two counterparts in their soul session, and you guys do too, but you have the same suit, which is the mental suit, by the way, which is the brain and the mind and things of the sort. And if you took my course, then you would understand what this means. You feel what I'm saying? But you have the masculine and the feminine faculties that are both reversed, right? So you don't want that. So there's supposed to be a new beginning here, right? Because ideally, this is what we'd be looking at. Like, if you starting off coming into January as the Queen of Swords in the reverse, because, you know, I could tell you myself, the energy coming into 2023 was funky as hell. I am not even gonna front to you, but it's like you go through this little death and this little rebirth here, right? And then this is beautiful energy. Right? It's like I'm just going back, I'm reflecting. I know divine timing. I know that I sowed good seeds. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm just going to wait on spirit and go within. You know what I'm saying? Seek my inner light, right? So that I can have my new beginning. You know what I'm saying? With the Fool card. But all of these are in the reverse after this, contingent upon what it is you do with this, because, you know, it's sideways. So it's free will for you. You feel what I'm saying? But the whole premise is here, if you guys go into isolation or repeat past mistakes, there is no new beginning. There is no surrendering to love, because that's what, to me, the Fool card represents. And when I say surrender to love, I don't mean like human love. I'm not talking, you know, philios or eros, you know, I'm talking about agape. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Fool is speaking about. It's like the Fool doesn't have a care in the world because the Fool is fully surrendered to agape love, love being synonymous with God. You feel what I'm saying? So when you know that the universe is leading and guiding you, there's really no need for a continuous amount of defenses and, you know, being all triggered and shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? But what that says with this Ace of Cups, which is speaking to disappointment and things not panning out the way that you hoped, things would be, oh, child, my guys just got y'all together right quick. It's not just this week. It's like the reason why a lot of things in life have not panned out the way that you hoped that they would, it has nothing to do, and I said this to, I think it was Cancer, Pisces, I don't know, it was somebody. I think it was Pisces. But the truth of the matter would be that things have not panned out the way that you hoped, not just because, you know, spirit forgot about you, or, you know, you're under karmic retribution, or somebody hexed you, or whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? Things haven't worked out the way that you've hoped because you've been operating out of alignment with your authentic truth. Like the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords in reverse should never, ever be the descriptors of an Aries. I'm sorry. That's just not who you are. You feel what I'm saying? But it's being too much in your head and over analyzing things and allowing things that have happened, which is just like so beyond for a fire sign. It's like you guys live very much in the present. You know what I'm saying? It's like, fuck it all, we're here, let's do it type of vibes. But it's like you getting weighed down with stuff that's past tense, and being in fear of repeating that cycle is inadvertently causing you to repeat it anyway. But now it's not really anyone else's fault. It's your own, because your eyes are fixated on the past. And I said that to another sign. It's like you're literally seeing, I think it was Gemini, but it's like you're literally seeing your past as your present. And thus the reason why you create it into the future, right? So the whole key is this is like a personal accountability checkpoint, you know, to where you guys are looking at your life, decisions that you're making, what it is that you're doing, and calling yourself out on your shit, and to get over this whole self-protection type of deal. And granted, I know that that's easier said than done. Totally, I understand. But that is the reason why I am now accepting new clients. You know what I'm saying? And I partner with BetterHelp. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't get with me, you can get with BetterHelp and get you a friendly local neighborhood therapist. Do you feel what I'm saying? If you feel like you can't work this out on your own. Why is all of this happening at the bottom of the deck? The Six of Swords. Because it's time to move the fuck forward, Aries. Move the fuck on. Move the fuck forward. You know what I'm saying? Get out of this tumultuous energy. You feel what I'm saying? You don't want to be the reason, like, and I don't know, this is like the theme so far for January of like shooting yourself in the foot. And this is what I forewarned all 12 signs of in December, in both the main soul session and for the mid-month checkup. The whole premise of this is saying, hey, here is how you self-sabotage. And it's like, I'm going to make it very clear to you. And I'm not saying this is me, I'm saying this is your spiritual team. So this is how you be fucking up. So let's make it clear how y'all be fucking up. So now we're in a whole new year and everyone has the pizzazz of wanting to start afresh and all the other kind of things. but you're still making the same mistakes that you made last year. And now you know what it is that you did that got you to where it is that you were at that you don't want to be. So you don't want to perpetuate that into this year. But it's saying literally within the first week, and y'all gonna watch this before the week is over. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, I can't say, YouTube people, I don't know. I'm gonna try to get these up on, if you're a member, you saw it. But I'm gonna try to get this up as soon as I can for YouTube people, like general YouTube or whatever. But whatever the case, the whole premise for the first week is making sure that you utilize your will to decide how you want this to go, because that's literally what this entire year is about. This entire year of 2023 is the world is in your hands, and it's totally up to you what it is that you want this year to look like. Not about situation or circumstance. It's all about your perspective. But anywho, Aries, that has been your soul session for the 1st through the 15th. Your mid-month checkup is going to be out on the 15th on all my membership platforms. I do not put those on YouTube, but if you want a whole bunch of extra perks, just go ahead and join my network. You know what I am saying. But everywhere else is going to be on Vimeo if you want to rent it. And then they're on Patreon and YouTube members. And of course, like I said, the network and the course is over there on the network. So just join the network. But anyway, I love your face. And I will see you guys sooner than later, my friends.